Hey guys,
Good morning.
Good morning. We are filming Saturday morning, and this is the non-LTS. I guess it would be kind of the SLTS, semi-live training session, since we're not on Facebook Live. So.
And why are we not on Facebook Live?
Well, for whatever reason, it's not really the cable connection. It's actually our Sprint network within our iPhones. We can access Facebook, but it's like it won't update like stories that are anyway. It won't work. Our Facebook is not working, and actually several different things. So I think the Sprint network that we're a part of. Out here, it's just not working right. So it would have been. There's no way. I don't think
it would have been frustrating, and there would.
I don't think we would have even got on.
I saw a notice on the internet that Facebook in the second quarter made over $2 billion in the second quarter. So how come we can't get it to work?
Well, it has nothing to do with Facebook. Facebook is fine.
Well, maybe Facebook has been weird on my computer too.
But at any rate, we're not live. We're going to film this and then post it.
Yep, like we normally do. So, we're going to construct this like we normally would, except we're going to minus the Q&A, the live Q&A at the end. So, Dad's going to do his little tip of the week, which is something that I've seen on Facebook many times.
Yeah, this is sort of like a question that we get from time to time from our customers and people who are fairly new to routers. So I'm going to show you a little bit about when a router sticks in a collet, why it sticks, and what to do about it.
All right, so I'm going to get out of the way. Dad, you've got the.
Yeah, I'm not going to do any carving. I'm not going to turn any routers on. I'm just going to show you. This is a supporter cable.
I think that's a 690, isn't it?
690. I'm not sure.
690 LR, I think.
690 LR. I think it is. But anyway, at any rate, it's a big porter cable router, and you need 2 wrenches on this. This is not like the newer routers. You need 2 wrenches on this, and when you loosen the collet, now you can see that it's loose, okay? But the router bit is still stuck in there, and if you try to pull that, it has a tendency, because it's got cutting flutes, it has a tendency maybe cut your fingers. So when you loosen that up, the main thing is make sure this is loose, and then just take your wrench, because this won't come out. Just take your wrench and tap on it, and it should come right out. Now, if it doesn't come out, and occasionally it won't because it's been in there too long, let me show you how this is made and why it is the way it is. Now I'm going to clean this out. It's got sawdust in there. Now Vicki, can you get in on this?
I got it.
And there's a taper in there. And that means it's grounded a taper.
Put it down just a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
And this collet that's in this nut is held in by a little snap ring. The collet also has a taper that matches this taper. Now, in the event that your router bit doesn't come out, when you take this out, it's simply because it's stuck in there and this hasn't fully expanded. So if you take it out and the router bit is still stuck in there, you can tap it again, or you can come and put it like, say in a hole in something, or in a vise, and then come in and just tap it with a small screwdriver, let's say a Phillips screwdriver, and you can knock that router bit out. So
that's in the drawer, Dad.
That's in the drawer.
Yep.
I heard it fall. Ah, there it is.
You meant to do that.
So that's a little bit about if you get problems getting your router bits out of your router, especially in the bigger routers with the 2-nut system or 2-wrench system. That's the way to solve that problem. Now, I've got 2 other routers here that are completely different. different types of routers. Let's go with this one. And normally, on this one, this has a button that you push and it locks the collet. That is so the shaft won't turn. But that button, where's the wrench for that?
It's on the cord.
Oh, it's on the cord. I knew that. Now, can you see that?
Yeah, I got it.
Can you see right here where my finger is? There's a little hole there. That normally there's a little spring-loaded button that goes in here. But since the spring-loaded button popped out and took a trip, we just put this in with an Allen wrench. And that will tighten and loosen this collet. It's the same as having the button on there.
The shaft lock, yeah.
It's just a shaft lock, locks the armature shaft. And basically, most routers are the same thing. This has a taper in it, just like on the bigger router. This is a taper that fits that. And so that's how the whole thing, now this particular one, both of these routers, when you loosen it with a wrench, it has a two-stage lock on it. That if you tighten it up and then you loosen it, then it gets to a certain point, then it stops again. Then if you take your wrench after it stops and loosen it a little bit more, that causes this collet to pop up. And very rarely will you have a router bit that sticks in there, because when that collet pops up, it causes that internal collet, it causes it to expand, and that loosens your router bit. So you get basically the same problem there, problem solved, as you have here. Now this is the shaft lock on this smaller router. And the router bit itself in the collet, when it tightens up, then when you want to loosen it, just push this in. It locks the shaft, and it loosens it up to a certain point. Then it'll loosen up to where it just gets tough again. Then you turn it one more time with the wrench, causes that collet to pop up and loosen the router bit. Very rarely will you get them where they won't release. If they do, just like on the bigger one, if they do stick in there, if the router bit does stick, just go ahead and take this out. Once you get it out, then you can tap on it, put it on something solid and tap on it, and it will cause that collet to expand, let you take out the router bit. So this is something that we teach in our teaching session. This is something we teach everybody that starts off with routers. Is putting the router bit in and out of the router. You want to be careful, because they have sharp edges, and they'll cut your fingers. So you have to be real careful on that. So that's about all I wanted to say. Was there anything else you think I should touch on, sir?
Well, this is an issue that I see on Facebook every once in a while when somebody has an older router. The newer routers, I think most of them do have that two-stage like you were talking about.
Right.
So this doesn't become an issue. But when I was growing up, I mean, for years and years and years, decades, this was a common thing that router bit would be stuck in there. And I know that there have been many times that there have been somebody on Facebook, on the Facebook group, that couldn't get their router bit out,
right,
and they didn't know how. In fact, I think, I remember one time they took it back down to Home Depot, and the guy at Home Depot didn't know how to get it out. But it's super simple if you understand the mechanism on how those two tapers go together. Once you understand that, then it becomes fairly simple to know how to solve the issue.
Right, I was a machinist for years, and all machine tools, just about all machine tools, work on tapered tools that fit in tapers, and they hold really well.
Yeah.
But sometimes if they're difficult to get out, you have to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
And
And cleaning them out on a regular basis is always a good idea too.
exactly the
Take
way I
your
did
air-
on this one.
Yeah.
It had, when I took that out, it had sawdust in it, and the sawdust, especially if you use it a lot and it gets hot, the sawdust will actually burn in there. I mean, it won't catch fire, but it'll get real hot, and the resin in it will act like a glue. So every once in a while, take your collet all the way off, WD-40 it, blow it off, put it back. It just,
These are all unplugged, by the way,
Yeah.
and that's the way you want to do it, just for safety factor.
that's a good point.
Unplug it completely.
Yeah, when you're changing your router bit, just for safety, I don't always do it, but for safety, we highly recommend that you do it.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, but these have all been unplugged, and it's always a good idea to shut off the power and all that. All right,
Yeah.
perfect. I think that kind of explains a little bit, and maybe will help somebody brand new with an older router. If you have a newer router, you may not have ever experienced this, but if you have an older router, and a lot of people do, that's a good tip for you to learn how to get those router bits out of there, those stuck router bits.
Right.
All right. Okay, Dad, I'll take over from here.
All right. I've
Okay.
got some other stuff I've got to do, so
All right.
I'll let you take it from here. You want me to come back? I'm going to go get something for you. but
Yeah.
You want me to come
Other than
back
that,
in?
no, because we're not going to come back together and do a Q&A at the end because we don't have any live Q&A. So that's about it for your part of it. I'll do my demo and show the couple things that I've got to show, and you're pretty much done for the day.
Okay, I've had a couple of requests lately to go on and do, my old Dave says, words of wisdom. I haven't done this for a while. I'm going to include a little bit of that in this since we're just sort of winging it anyway.
Okay.
Zig Ziglar, his quotes are some of my all-time favorites, said it best when he said, "You can have everything that you want in life if you'll just help enough other people get what they want." And that's sort of engraved in my brain. If you help enough other people get what they want, by doing that, you can have everything that you want. So think about that. Think about what you can do to help other people, and think about how doing that will help you get what you want. So that's
Great words.
that's my words of wisdom for today. Thanks to Zig Ziglar. All right, that's it for me. I'm out of here.
Okay. Thank you, Dad. Great job. If you guys have questions on that or anything, obviously you know how to get a hold of us. We'll move this chair out of the way. I will. All right, so I'm going to do a couple things today. Two different things. Number one, the template of the month. I'm going to carve that. And this is the template of the month. What are we calling this? Man and woman? Couple? Happy couple. That's great. So this is the template of the month. I'm going to go ahead and carve this, show you how I go about it. In fact, I can set up and do that right now. I think I can just leave these deals down here. Yeah, that would be great. Thank you, babe. Because I've got my little rigid router set up, and I'm going to use that. So I'm going to use 60 degree to cut this. And that's what I do. I like these things. Again, I've cut these a lot of different ways. It's okay, babe. I'll just hold it over the edge of the bench. Normally I would lay a piece of paper down on here in order to spray it, although we could use that thing. But I'm not going to do that now. I'll just hold it over the end of the bench because it won't take much ink to do this. So that's what it looks like when it's laid out.
And they're on their heads. There you go.
Yeah. But they landed on their feet.
They
See
did.
that? It's because they're together. Okay. This, by the way, is some of that redwood fencing that we found by accident kind of thing. And I really like this stuff. It carves really great. I think this is going to be kind of my new go-to stuff. It's just like the cedar fencing, except it's redwood, and it's gosh, it's got to be about 1/8 to 1/4 inch thicker than the cedar, and cuts really, really good. I really like this stuff. That ink is dry already.
It's hot out here.
Yeah, it's pretty warm. The air conditioner doesn't work that good, and we try and run the air conditioner without the camera roll, and then when the camera rolls, we got to turn it off so you guys can hear what we're doing. All right, so I'm going to use my little 60 degree, and I've got it in my rigid router. So will that be good vision for you on that side then?
Yep.
Okay. Plug that in. Set my depth real quick, and I will turn it
I
around.
think they're cute.
I do. I like those. And the cool thing is, you also could, if you wanted just the man or just the woman, you could block that off, and you could just have it just the woman or the man, depending on what it is that you're carving. If you're carving a man cave sign or something like that. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Still trying to learn this depth setting. I still don't like this quite as well as the DeWalt for the depth setting, but it's pretty good. It carves good. All right, what do you think?
Yeah.
You need to get up and over the top more?
As long as your cord's not in the way.
Oh, my cord is in the way. I meant to turn it around.
I knew you.
Thank you. Now I'm going to reset the depth a little bit and bring it up. I'm going to stop the router for just a second. Did you see that, guys, how that started to break out like that? It's because I was coming, when I was coming down, that would have shipped out even more. But you saw I immediately changed direction and went that way. It's because, again, it's the direction of the router, but that was kind of impromptu. So now I know that this board is a chippy board, and I have to be really careful on the direction. That is the thing about about redwood that cedar doesn't do. And this one you can see that it started to chip right there. I think I can sand that out, but when I started down there, you could see where that started to chip a little bit too. That's the thing about redwood. I like the way it carves, but you really got to watch the chipping factor. And this is a real tight grain, so that was, oh, I need to take that part out too. I could have set down and set that deeper and take it out the same depth that I did this, but as long as it's down below the surface of the board, that's what counts. So it won't show up as a white spot. So now I'm just going to take that same ink and spray that. The cool thing about the redwood, as well as the cedar, that I really don't have to worry about bleeding, so I don't use any sanding seed or anything. So we're going to let that dry. And then I'm going to sand that off. However, watch this magic. Voila! Ooh! Ooh! I sanded it without even having to sand it. But anyway, that's what it looks like when it's all done. Other than that white spot that was in there. But anyway, it's kind of a neat little template. Now, you know, I know you guys, there are tons of you guys that watch out there, and you guys are doing some incredible and unbelievably detailed carving and stuff, and I love that stuff. And I do that a lot of times. I'll do that when I'm making a collaboration or I'm doing something for a customer. But I need you guys to understand something. When I do these kinds of things, I look more at where would I use this kind of a template. And many of our templates, in fact most of them, I would use them in conjunction with small inexpensive signs, much like I would use when I was up in Oatman or on site. Something that carves, that looks really cute, but it's fairly simple and easy to carve. So, you know, I want to make sure that you guys, especially you guys that are doing just unbelievably detailed stuff, I'm not staying away from that for any particular reason, but I think that if I were out carving on site and I was carving for not just for speed but for making money, and that's, you know, I think a lot of us are in it for that, but many of us are in it just for the art part of it. And those detailed carvings like some of you guys are doing are just incredible. I mean, I'm just in awe of some of that stuff. I like doing that stuff, I really do. But this stuff I think is applicable, I think, for a broader portion of people, especially if you want to make money at it. If you want to, you know, come up with something like this, would be perfect for weddings, for a wedding sign, a gift for a new husband and wife. Something you can put on there, and especially like for my son or you guys that are out there carving on site, this kind of thing just I think is more applicable for actually making money out of it, and yeah, so something that's quick and easy but still looks cute, and it you know, goes on really nice. So I hope that you guys kind of understand that my philosophy on there is the broader group, that you guys are trying to do this and make some extra income on it for something that's quick and easy and short. But anyway, I really like this. So this is the template of the month. So all of you premium members, you'll get this for the month of August. Yeah. And we've actually started shipping them out. We always ship them out a few days ahead of time. When you order, you know, your next order, you'll get this for the month of August. So if you guys have any questions on it, let me know. But this thing, really a cute little one that Vicky picked out. She did another awesome job on that. So I've got one more thing, one more little demo that I kind of, although the carving is done, but one more little thing that I want to show. And this is actually comes in regards to my son. My son got, is this showing? This is not showing on camera. Good. Because I don't want to keep it off camera until I get that. So anyway, that's the template of the month. What do we call it? Happy couple. Happy couple. Yeah. So Ryan got he got a request to make a sign that, you know, many of you have probably seen this or heard this, that you know, people need to clean up after their animals. So you can kind of understand what this sign is saying, I hope. No dog poop on the lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and Ryan did a great job on this sign, but the whole thing is carved. He carved the dog and he carved the circle. So that whole thing is carved. Now what I did was I decided to take kind of a different take on this, and I came up with an idea that I think would be really cool. So you could take this, you know, it could be no cigarette, you know, no smoking, could be no, if it's a man cave, you could take the little picture of a woman and you know, the circle with a line through it. You could, or the, you know, if it's a woman cave, you know, wine tasting room or whatever, take the man off. Anyway, any number of different things that you could have that no symbol. That's what I'm calling it, is a no symbol. So here's what I did. I took the same idea of what Ryan carved, and I carved that. Okay, and then what I decided to do, rather than carving the line with a circle, I made an overlay template. He actually made it at my request, and I made an overlay template that is got the line with the circle through it, but then I painted it red. And I think that it would be I think that it's really effective if you just you could just glue this on. You could just hot glue this on, or you could use white glue, depending on your time. And then just glue this on and finish the whole thing. And then that way, if you had these, you could put this over whatever it is that you wanted to, you know, put over. If you're carving a cigarette or a cigar or a pipe or whatever, then you could put this no symbol over whatever it is that you want carved. And we can make these different sizes. However, this one, and this is something that we'll have on the website, right? If you guys want to buy these, or, you know, again, it's just an idea. You can make your own. Or you could, if you wanted to go ahead and carve it like Ryan did on his, you could take this thing and lay out your dog, and then literally just take a pencil before you carve it, take a pencil and, you know, use it and draw around, and that's the way Ryan did his. So here's another version of this that I've glued up and put a finish on. And I'll kind of leave it to your interpretation what this is saying, for those of you out there that know people that might throw this stuff around. Anyway, I'll just leave it at that. But that's just kind of another version. And again, all I did was I carved my normal thing, and then I painted the thing red and glued it on there, hot glued it on there. And I think it looks kind of cool. It has kind of a three-dimensional look on it. So, and by the way, I think the bull and the dog, or the squatting bull and squatting dog, are going to be on the website by the time you see this.
There won't be poop. You got to make.
Yeah, you got to make your own poop. I drew that. I've had experience in doing that before. We'll just leave that alone. I kind of almost went down a road I don't want to go. But anyway.
One mistake a week is enough.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, I just thought it was kind of a neat little take. So that's a really neat way that you could take anything and put that no symbol over whatever you want. So anyway, that's that. These, again, will be on the website. The bull and the dog, I've actually got those over here too.
The circles are 4 inches.
Yeah, the circles are 4 inches, and then these are about 3.5, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, these are right around 3.5, something like that. Our normal size of our layout templates. So, and again, you can use them either way. This is the way I sprayed them. So anyway, whichever way you want to use them. But all 3 of these will be available on the website by the time you see this video. All right, that is that. Gosh, I think that is about it. Congratulations to everybody. Thanks so much, obviously, for all of the great comments and questions. All of the great comments on our Alaska trip. We are back into the swing of it. Oh, we got a special interview with one of our students that happened to come by the place, and that will be on Monday's video. So you'll probably see that shortly after you'll see this. An announcement in regards to the possible seminar. So we have set a date for the possible seminar. It's still not locked in. We need, it's going to be October 21st. That's a Saturday, I think. That's the date of the seminar, if the seminar is going to happen. Again, we need to find out, for people that want to come to that, we need to have your commitment within the next 2 weeks by August 19th. So, and if we don't get it, I mean, it's no big deal. It's not that big a deal. If you guys want to come out, the details are $250 for an 8-hour session, 3 people only. We've got 1 committed, so there's 2 slots available. If you want to come, let us know within the next week, and we'll work it out. And it'll be right here in the studio, and we'll be Vicki and I and Dad will be spending 8 hours with you, training you. Comes with lunch and a bunch of other stuff. Anything else? I think that's about it. Again, sorry about the whole Facebook Live thing. We're gonna find out what's going on there. I don't know why Sprint is this time. It wasn't our cable company. It was more of the Sprint thing that we couldn't get with our iPhones. So
Things happen.
we'll try and get that rectified. Hopefully Sprint will rectify that. But it was the bad day to do it. So anyway, I hope everybody has had a great weekend, because you probably won't see this till Sunday, maybe Sunday night, Monday morning if we have cable issues. But you'll see this soon. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking our stuff. And if you have any questions, comments, let us know. Keep sending those pictures for sign carvers of the day. I got a huge stack. I'll probably do another huge sign carvers of the day episode next week. And hope everybody has a great week. And gosh, that's it, right? All right. Happy trails, everyone. We'll see you down the road. Bye.